Welcome back, Tim Thiesen Live, broadcasting from the 13th floor of the palatial studios of Central Valley Talk right here in the Tower District in Fresno. My next guest is John Rankin from Orange Cove. He's the owner of Cove Printing, but we're not here to talk about the printing press business today. John is a local activist, very familiar. Most editors of local papers know who he is because he bombards them with letters constantly. And most electeds know who he is because he bombards them with questions, and they're all fair and honest questions. Anyway, John, welcome. Thanks for coming in today.
Well, thank you for having me.
In my hometown, Reedley, where I still live, we have a junior college called Reedley College. It's been an icon, a place we've all really been proud of and would like to be proud of. There was a video that came out. I'm going to let you take just a minute or two on that, about the content of the video, and then we're going to talk about academics and athletics and how they're all intermingled here.
Okay. Well, first with the video, if anyone would like to see the video, we have a website, abettercollege.org.
Which is on your screen, those of you watching on the internet here.
So if you want to reference it, go to the website, look it up, you'll see abettercollege.org, and you'll see the video I'm talking about. The video was shot by a student athlete about a year ago, and it was on YouTube for the better part of the year. And I saw it back in October of last year, and it's an incredible video. Incredible in terms of what's going on in the classroom and what's not going on in the classroom. You have one student who's sound asleep on his desk. You have a whole bunch of students who are on cell phones. You have this one guy walking around shooting a video in the class of what's going on around him. A lot of foul language, a lot of what's the nice way of saying racist slurs, racial slurs?
Racial slurs.
A lot of that being tossed out. And this is going on during class time, and you're saying, where is this? Is this like in South Central LA or something? Or it's in Reedley, California. And it just blew us away. It blew me away to look at that. So we had decided we're going to wait and see if Reedley College will do anything about the video. Obviously, they have to know about this. They have people who work there. They have people who attend there who would let them know, hey, there's a video out there that's not making you look so good. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we decided we're going to try and institute some reform. So at that point, after a few months, it probably was February or so, I decided I'm going to take a closer look at Reedley College and some of the issues there besides what this video is showing, because the video obviously is a symptom of a bigger problem. And so we delved into it, and we found that indeed there are much bigger problems than what just this video displays.
Yeah, a lot of it revolves around, we have athletes, and but the appalling part about the video is that the teacher was still trying to teach in that environment. There's impossible to learn anything in that class. But the focus obviously has shifted away from education on the surface. That's the way it looked to me. But let's talk about some of the Census Day issues and stuff, and this tremendous amount of cash that's flowing into the system that never gets used to educate our kids.
Okay, before we jump into that, I just want to make one point, and that is I don't blame the teachers so much, because the teachers are stuck with these students that the administration pulls in for what? The money.
Yes.
For the money. And there's a direct link between students who are unprepared to learn and money. And it's called Pell Grants, it's called Cal Grants, all this grant money that comes into the colleges. And let me give you just a little overview of the scam, and I'm using the word scam to be nice. Our community colleges, and it's Reedley College, and you pick your favorite community college. Some are worse than others. Reedley is a disaster. They're taking grant money and they're using it like a carrot on a stick. for all these students, these deadbeat students, who academically are challenged, and I'm going to say it that way to be nice, high school dropouts and people who, when they take the entrance exam, they test to levels that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels below transfer. In other words, a 6th grade education level. And Reedley College will pull them in, and they know where they're at. They know that they can't possibly comprehend college instruction. And what do? They give them grant money, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 of grants, and they tell them, oh, you'll get it in a lump sum on a certain day. Well, that certain day happens to follow another certain day, and it's called Census Day. Census Day is the day where the state of California requires the college to put forward the number of students who are enrolled and are attending on that particular day. And that number is what the college is reimbursed for the number of students they have. They get so many dollars per student based on attendance and enrollment on Census Day. And for this semester, it's September the 4th. So after September the 4th, the carrot will be dropped off the stick, and the disbursement money, the grant money will be given, the financial aid money will be given to these students, and many of them will go, bye-bye college, and they'll scatter. And then the classes will go from overflowing to half empty. And where this hurts students, because there are students that are there to learn. There are students that are there that want to go on to a 4-year college, get a degree, and have a career. But they're blocked out of these classes by these deadbeats that are in there for the money. And you talk to college students, I've talked to college students, and they say that it's terrible trying to register for a class because of all of these students that are there for the money, the free money. So you have a big problem, and the college is scamming the taxpayer on 2 fronts. The first off, they're attracting students that shouldn't be in college in the first place. Prime example, I go to church with a man whose grandson is a high school dropout. And this high school dropout who doesn't have a GED, who can't pass a 10th grade exam in math or English to save his life, he goes to Reedley College and he signs up for college classes. And they give him $11,000 in grants. Now, you didn't mishear me. I didn't say $1,100. $11,000 in grants. And you know what he's planning to do with that money? He's going to buy a car. He's not going to use it to further his education. He wants a car. And this is happening not just 1 or 2 instances. This is happening by the hundreds or even the thousands at Reedley College. And if you get 1,000 students who are scamming the system like this at Reedley College, that's $1 million right off the top.
Wow. And that also relates directly to graduation rates. You brought some numbers in, John. Let's talk about that. There's no way you can...
Let me finish the point on the scams, okay? Because you've got the student there for the free money, the $11,000, and he holds that seat. He's a seat warmer until Census Day. Census Day, the college uses his seat, his enrollment, for reimbursement from the state to get that other money. So they're picking our pockets twice, first for the grant, then for the
ADA.
Yeah. And we're getting hit twice by the college, and they court this stuff. And now, what does it do for our graduation rates? Well, you have the serious student unable to get into the class and complete the courses he needs. So instead of going to college for 2 years for a 2-year degree, he's got to go for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years for his 2-year degree because he can't get into the classes. And so Reedley College in the 2010-2011 year, their graduation rate was 5.2%. 5.2%. That pales in comparison to national figures. Now, nationally, public colleges are in the 25 to 30% range, which is still dismal. And as Tim was talking earlier with Bruce Hershenson, Department of Education needs to go. They've made a mess of education. But that aside, you have national figures, 25 to 30% of public college students graduate. You come to California, and it drops down to 6.3%. Reedley College is 5.2%. And yes, there's a few that are worse, but there's a lot more that are better. And there's some in Orange County that the graduation rate for 3 years is in the 30 percentile range, which is consistent with the national average. And that brings you to the point of what's the difference between an Orange County community college and Reedley? It's called the administration. The administrators of the college in Reedley are failing the students, they're failing the community, they're failing the college.
So, well, we are going to have you back for Reedley College Part 2. I mean, we have stacks, folks, we literally have stacks of material here. I want to advise all our viewers, one portion of the ballot in every election that's pretty well ignored, and it's punched through all the time. It's trustees locally throughout the valley for all our community colleges. I think we need to start paying attention who we're electing to these boards to run these college systems. Your tax dollars are in jeopardy here, and most of all our future, which is our kids, in huge jeopardy. John, thanks for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be in touch. Okay, we'll be back after these messages with Julie Griffith from Californians for Lawsuit Abuse, Against Lawsuit Abuse. Thanks.
Tantastic Tans and Boutique is your one-stop shop for beauty and fashion needs. Located on the southwest corner of Herndon and Milburn, Tantastic Tans and